Choosing your crystal is a very personal decision. However, there are certain parameters you should be aware of before doing so. They can be very expensive, and you're going to be developing a relationship with another life form. Yes, they are alive. So, one of the first things you might consider is to choose something that's natural. They have grown slowly for thousands of years, and they record the frequencies of the planet. If the crystal has a natural flat top, it's good for going inwards to work on yourself, working on deeper issues, meditation, inner psyche, all that is best with a flat top crystal. There are other points that will be addressed if you're going to go for a Vogel crystal. They have, once they're cut, points on either end, very sharp points, and these will be made more clear to you later. There is another option that you might be very wary of if you're buying a crystal online or through another source that you can't validate. And this is a lab-grown crystal. Crystals can be made synthetically, that means artificially, from a laboratory. It takes a couple weeks. It's very important for use in things like radio communications and for the firing of devices where you can produce what's called pyroelectricity. According to Marcel Vogel, synthesized quartz cut into these shapes do not pull the charge as a natural crystal does. You cannot charge a synthetic crystal like we can a natural crystal. Natural crystals are identical in chemistry, but the geometric form, the lattice spacings, are not the same. The natural crystal has its own natural response to its own time, its own rhythm, compiled over hundreds and even thousands of years, responding to the energies of nature. Lab crystals are born in 2 weeks. Another kind of crystal you might want to have around your house are called microcrystals. These are natural crystals, but they're little chips, maybe 1 inch or less. You can tape them to your body on areas where you have pain or an injury, like a headache or a sore elbow. You can even drop a little bit of essential oil onto the face of the crystal while creating the thought form that is about improving the state of health of the person who's going to be wearing it. Choosing the right essential oil can be found in directories and lists their benefits. So together they can harmonize a beautiful treatment. Now, a natural crystal with a Vogel cut. What really makes a crystal a Vogel cut crystal? To be considered a Vogel cut crystal, a crystal must be made of natural quartz and be cut with the appropriate love, care, intent, and precision necessary to ensure the universal life force is attracted, amplified, and transmitted properly. A properly cut crystal takes in energy at the receptive end, amplifies it as it circulates inside the crystal, hitting the polished facets as it revolves, and then is transmitted from the focal point of the male transmitter end. The receptive end, as we've stated before, is referred to as the female end, no biological reference there, and the projected energy end is called the male end. The crystal must be natural quartz. The crystal must be hand-cut with the necessary intent, skill, and understanding of the crystal for its intended use. The crystal must be doubly terminated or cut with polished ends to this shape. The crystal has to be cut completely aligned with the C-axis of the quartz crystal, which is the growth pattern from which energy spirals throughout it. The receptive or female end of the crystal must be faceted, forming an internal angle of 51 degrees, 51 minutes, 51 seconds. This is the same angle on the sides of the Great Pyramid at Giza. The angles have to be exact. Facets are the long sides of the crystal. If there are an even number of facets, the opposite facets are called pairs. There is a 13-sided crystal that does not follow this rule. There is a Vogel iridium cut crystal. This might be a little woo-woo for some of you, but there is a Palladian by the name of Jenhan Iradian who advises and communicates with Alina Denan to engineer what we now call the Vogel Iradian cut crystal. Marcel was not aware that cutting a crystal not only required vertical precision with the crystalline structure, but laterally concerning the hexagonal core of the crystal. Through both considerations in cutting, it allows an incredible ability of the crystal to connect to all points in time and space and multiple dimensions. This advancement in the cutting process increased the power beyond a Vogel cut crystal. These can only be found at this point in time, and this link will be provided. How many sides? The crystal must have at least 4 sides. Remember that the higher the number of facets, as in the 8 to 12-sided crystal, the faster the energy moves through it. There's a limit to the number of effectiveness sides, explained later, but an extremely high-faceted crystal is actually less effective for healing than anything made that is a 4 to 12-sided, nonetheless. Imagine a vortex spinning down inside, bumping against the edges. The less resistance, the faster, the smoother the travel. As the crystal shape becomes more rounded with the increased complexity of facets, the more fluid the energy can flow. If you think of the energy as a spiraling motion like a tornado within the crystal, it makes sense that the more facets would allow the spiral to move more swiftly within the crystal. The increase in the number of sides increases the volume of energy that the crystal can hold. It's like having a 4, a 6, or an 8-volt battery. However, speed was found to not improve the factors of healing. Marcel believed that the 8-faceted crystal would be his workhorse, and that the different number of facets were actually related to various energy fields around the body. A 4-faceted crystal he found was best for healing the physical body. He thinks that the physical body is an enduring object that exists throughout a particular trajectory of space and orientation over a particular duration of time, and is located in the world of physical space. For that, a 4-faceted crystal is best. A 6-faceted crystal relates to the emotional body. Our emotional body represents the system in charge of how we process and understand our emotions. People often focus on their physical and mental bodies and neglect their feelings. But by taking time to understand the emotional body can actually ground us, bring balance into our lives, and create alignment. The 6-faceted shape or hexagon is found in the cellular structure of all living matter, making this the natural form for the crystal to be cut. All natural quartz are already 6-faceted. When cutting each crystal into a 6-faceted wand shape, the lapidarist will follow the hexagonal core as well as the C-axis. An 8-faceted crystal attaches to the mental body. The brain is the most complex part of the human body. This 3-pound organ, computer processor, is the seat of 3D intelligence, interpreter of the senses, initiator of body movement, and controller of behavior. Lying in this bony shell and washed by protective fluids, the brain is the source of all the qualities that define our humanity. The 13-faceted crystal was actually a mistake. However, through experimentation, it found that it was incredibly powerful to connect with meditation and to connect with past lives. A 21-faceted crystal increases the ability for resolutions of family issues and dynamics. It's sort of the space in between people. And a 24-faceted crystal creates the energy of spiritual rebirth and transformational efforts. If you'd like to purchase a Vogel cut crystal, one lapidarist who was trained by Marcel Vogel works through a place called Luminary Studios at this location. And if you'd like to purchase a Vogel-inspired crystal and as well a Vogel iridium cut crystal, which we'll get into later,